what's happening? It's Saz here. So it's that time of the week again, Friday Feels, where we talk about The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 2, The Damned. Now, before I go any further, disclaimer! This video can have spoilers from the comic book series or some theories that I've heard, not claiming that they're true, but still it might not be things that you want to hear about. I've got my notes here, just in case, so I don't go off on a tangent too much. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. So, without further ado, are we all ready? You sure? Let's get straight into the episode. So this week's episode kicked off with Rick, Daryl, Ezekiel, Carol, Jesus, Tara, Morgan and Aaron in kind of a dream montage kind of thing. I know Scott Gimple mentioned that the reason for that was that all those characters kind of have a different story arc in this season, and it was at the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode, and Scott did say we would see that again, so that should be really cool. So hopefully we'll see the outcome of each person's storyline. Then it cuts to the Saviours with Mara. What a bitch, right? Ugh. She's mouthing off, giving her orders, and then she goes to speak to another Saviour on the walkie-talkie, doesn't reply for a bit, kind of gets suspicious, and then finally when he does reply, she's twigged, but it's too late. Our gang come in with their cars, looking badass, and they obviously attack. Then it cuts to the satellite outpost, where you've got Morgan, Tara and Jesus and a few more people from the Kingdom and Hilltop. When Jesus was talking and he said if they fire a gun, that's it, game over kind of thing, then Morgan says to Diane, don't let them fire a gun. And I was like, okay, no pressure, you know, she's only got a bow and arrow, but she stuck to her word, she did try, and she did succeed. Then we get Morgan's line from the trailer, I don't die. I don't die. That was a terrible impression. Anyway, moving on. Immediately when I first heard that line, I thought, well, that means he's dead, right? But after seeing an interview that Lenny James did, he did say it was kind of, I don't die. He's seen loved ones pass away and sort of everyone around him dies, but he doesn't. So it could also kind of be like a curse to him. So whether it's good luck or bad luck. And also it can be, especially when talking to other people, when he says, I don't die, when shit's about to go down, don't stand near me because I don't die. Ironically, he was talking to Andy and Freddie at the time, and we do find out their fate later on in the episode. I'll get more into that in a bit. Then it cuts to Carol and King Ezekiel and their gang after the dust bomb explosion thing, and they start killing the walkers that are coming out of the urgent care. Jerry shouts out, protect the king, to which Ezekiel replies, protect yourselves. And then we have an awesome kill. Jerry, my man, love Jerry. He has an awesome walker kill with the axe, bam, job done. And then they go looking for the saviour. Then we hear over the walkie-talkie, stay where you are and don't say another word, to then immediately be shot in the head by Rick. So they're definitely not saying another word after that. So Rick, Daryl and a couple of others go into another outpost where they're looking for guns, which Dwight has told him that they should be there. Should. Then it goes back to the satellite outpost and Morgan is banging on the fence, so the walkers all surround him. Two of the saviours come to check it out, and Diane did her job. She shot the two saviours with her bow and arrow before they could fire the guns. Then Tara, Morgan, Jesus and a few others go into the satellite outpost. They're going down the hallways, getting ready to prepare to kill these saviours, and then Tara reads a lovely note that was left by one of the saviours, and it says, Tommy says, kill the bitches. Wow, that's really nice. Nice thought. After looking at an interview, Scott Gimple said that it was just kind of a reminder that the survivors have been there before. There's bullet holes in the doors. So from the saviour's point of view, it's kind of a motivational speech and just to re-represent that they're not nice people. Then it's back to Rick and he's reading the note which I guess Dwight has given them, and I tried to pause it. I can't seem to make out the whole thing, but it does say the heavy guns something Browning are kept at Shepherd's Office Plaza. So I guess that's where they are. They're at the plaza, and it does mention an elevator shaft. So then Daryl and Rick decide to go up the elevator shaft to get more high ground to look for the guns. Then back to Morgan and the gang. Morgan, Andy and Freddie are waiting at the door. They can hear the saviours inside. The door opens and they do manage to shoot one of the saviours, but there are more saviours inside, and they do shoot at Morgan, Andy and Freddie, and they all go down. I thought, no way, Morgan cannot go like this. After saying that he doesn't die, surely can't go like this. Then it's back to Tara and Jesus. They're searching around the outpost. Tara opens the door to reveal a poor helpless saviour. So Dean gives a sob story about his wife and kids, saying blah blah blah, you know, I hope they're okay. I'm definitely Team Tara on this one. I thought, you know, you just can't trust anyone. They all know that we're at war, and you know, you got to do what you got to do. On the other hand, Jesus didn't want to kill him. Tara notices that they've taken Maggie's prenatals just because they could. And, you know, that's enough for her to say, no, you know, we've come here to do a job and we need to do what we've got to do. Eventually, Dean does turn on them and holds Jesus at gunpoint. Oh, why didn't you just kill him before? Over and done with, job done. But no, holds him at gunpoint, and then Dean breaks the bottle of the prenatals. And as soon as he said, I hope that dumb bitch, I guess that dumb bitch Maggie and her kid are just gonna die, just like you two, I was like, ooh, nope, that's it, go, bye, you're dead, I wouldn't have hesitated after that point. I was like, you don't deserve to live after that, you're just a dick, basically. But then Jesus does disarm him and knock him out and ties him up. Okay, I guess he can't go very far because he's tied up, but still, I don't think I would have left him there. You just can't trust him. And plus, he was just a dick. And yeah, I don't really care for him, so I would have killed him. I would have been with Team Tara on that one. Then it comes back to Freddie, Andy, and Morgan, and then we do see that Freddie and Andy are dead. And I was like, Morgan, please open your eyes right now, please. And then eventually he does, and I was like, whew. Thank God, you know, given that speech of I don't die, and then you go and die like that. That wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have worked. But again, that just proves Morgan's point of saying that he doesn't die. Whether that's his just luck, it's just pure luck, I don't know. But anyway, Morgan then eventually does get up, and he is on a mission. He will kill any saviour that's in his way. Then it goes back to Aaron at the gang with the other saviours. Mara shoots Tobin. Is he okay? I know he said, I'm okay, just carry on. But I didn't see the outcome of him. I'm guessing he's dead. Let me know down in the comments. Did we actually see what happened? I don't think we did, but I'm guessing he's dead because he did get shot. Then some of the saviours start to turn, and then Mara realises that they didn't have to move in on them at all. They just need to shoot them anywhere apart from the head, and they would finish it off. And then as soon as Mara realises this, of course, she gets bitten. Bye, bitch. Bye. I really couldn't care less for her. Then it's back to King Ezekiel, Carol and the gang. Jerry leaves a golf ball with a tee on the ground, and the tee is in the direction of where they're going. So the other group from the kingdom can join up with them to find the other saviour. Then we get the conversation between Carol and Ezekiel. Ezekiel's really shown that confidence and showmanship. And he is adamant, no, we're going to carry on this, we're going to find this saviour, we're going to end this, and everyone's going to be okay. I love it when Ezekiel breaks character and says, fake it till you make it, baby. I really love that line, that was really cool. And he's not going to show weakness to people. He knows people are depending on him, so he's going to show that confidence and say, you know, no, we're cool, we've got this kind of thing. And he just can't show weakness to the others. Then it's back to Daryl. He's searching for the guns on the upper level of the office. He opens the door and he finds a cell, pretty similar to the one Daryl was kept in by the saviours. On the note that Rick was reading, it did say something about trainees, so whether they keep them there to train them to be a saviour, I don't know, but there was an empty can, half a sandwich and handcuffs in this little room, and just the look on Daryl's face, it was kind of like, oh okay, yep. Know what this is about, been there, done that, got the t-shirt kind of thing. But he's come out of that, he's come out the other side, and he's ready to fight again. And then we see Rick, his side of it. He's still looking for the guns as well. It got a little bit too quiet for my liking. He's creeping around. He opens the door and there's a bedroom. So I was like, okay, still a bit too quiet. And then bam, out of nowhere, gets jumped on by a saviour. They do start fighting and Rick asks where the guns are. The saviour replies, no guns. Rick's still not having this. As they're fighting, they knock into a shelf. The shelf drops to the floor. And then you've got the shelf bracket that's on the wall. And you can see kind of Rick eyeing it up, thinking, because at this point the saviour's in the Grimes grip. He's not getting out of the Grimes grip. But you can see Rick eyeing up the shelf bracket on the wall. And sure enough, as I thought, bam, bye-bye saviour. Then Jesus, Tara and their group, they come out of the outpost, round the other side to find the other saviours that have fled. And the saviours surrender. And again, that kind of battle between Tara and Jesus. Jesus doesn't want to kill them. If they surrender, that's fine. But then Tara's like, no, we came here to do a job. We need to kill them. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Are you Team Tara or Team Jesus at this point? Then we see Morgan as he's shooting the saviours. We see a flashback of Rick. I think they're in the Church of Alexandria. And Rick says, we have to come for them before they come for us. We can't leave them alive. And then Morgan replies with, where there's life, there's possibility. And Rick replies to that, of them getting us. Morgan's having this flashback, remembering what Rick said. And then Morgan sees the saviour with the long hair, can't remember his name, sorry. When the kingdom were meeting with the saviours to do the trade, he was there, he took Morgan's stick and ultimately killed Benjamin. So then Morgan sees the saviour and he's on a mission, just about to kill him, and he is stopped by Jesus. Jesus says, no, they've surrendered, put your gun down. Whereas Morgan is like, we're on a mission, we've got a job to do, we need to get it done. Then it's back to Rick. He's taking the keys out of the dead saviour's pocket, opens the door. Does he find guns? Oh, no, no, no. He doesn't find a gun. He finds a baby. Did not see that one coming. Little Gracie was there in her crib and Rick is like, oh my god, what have I done? So yeah, kind of screwed up on that one. There was a theory going around that Gracie could possibly be the older girl we see in the flash forward that we saw in episode 1. It's kind of a cool theory because obviously from the comics, Judith did die at the prison. Whether they'd kill off Judith, I don't know. You can never tell with this show. You never know. That would be kind of a harsh storyline to go with. So I'm not thinking it is going to be Gracie in the flash forward. But hey, you never know. The bunny that's in Gracie's crib is the same one as the little girl has in the flash forward. Yeah, okay. Or it could just be a coincidence, you know, they can use the same props. Hopefully we'll find out in next week's episode what actually happens. Rick can't leave the baby there, surely. Then it's back to Ezekiel and the gang. Ezekiel does finally spot the saviour in the woods, goes to run after him, and then realises that the other members of the kingdom have arrived. And boom, Shiva, right on cue, comes in again and kills the saviour. I love Shiva. I still fear for her life. For the comic book readers, as you know, Shiva does eventually die. She gets surrounded by walkers while trying to save Ezekiel. It's getting close to the end of her time on the show, whether it be mid-season, but definitely by the end of the season, I don't think we'll have Shiva anymore. Then we're back to Aaron and the gang fighting the saviours. Francine is shot, and Eric is really upset about that. You can tell his reaction. Aaron runs out of bullets, chucks the gun in the car, gets in the car and reverses over the saviours. I love that. That was really cool. And then eventually, I think we kind of all knew what was coming up. We find out Eric is shot as well. I kind of saw that one coming when they were doing those scenes. They were kind of focusing on Eric and where Eric was, and Aaron was always concerned where Eric was. Hopefully we'll find out his fate. I don't think he would survive from a wound like that, considering it's the apocalypse and doctors are few and far between. So I do think Eric will die, just for the pure fact of moving Aaron's story on as well. I didn't mind Eric. I honestly thought he died when Aaron first met Rick's group. So I was very surprised when I magically saw him back in Alexandria. So yeah, I do think Eric won't survive. He was shot in the stomach, so I don't think he would survive from that. Then it's back to Ezekiel and Carol. They hear over the walkie-talkie that the Saviours know that they're coming. And Jerry's like, okay, game over, we've got to think of something else. And Ezekiel, being confident as ever, nope, we're going to carry on. Indeed, they know that we're coming, but we shall carry on. Everything he's saying so far is going in his favour. But again, with the whole luck thing, surely that's got to run out at some point. So then finally we see Rick. He's looking at a picture, I'm guessing, of the Saviour he's just killed. He says, damn it. All of a sudden a gun is pointed towards him and, drum roll, it's Morales! Morales was from season 1. He was at the camp with Rick and he had a wife and son, and before they were going to the CDC, Morales and his family wanted to go to Birmingham to find their family. I'm guessing it didn't go too well for Morales. I'm guessing his wife and child died on the way to Birmingham. I don't know, hopefully we'll find out what happens in next week's episode. I think it was good that, considering it's been so many seasons since we've seen him, again, I wasn't overly fussed that we didn't know where he went, but I think it was still nice to tie up those ends, so now we know what's happened to all, if not most of the characters that we saw early on in the show. But he definitely doesn't look like a nice person now, so it'd be quite interesting to see, you know, how we got to be with the Saviours, if they show that. Then Morales says that he's called back the Saviours, game over. I'm guessing Daryl will come and save the day and just kill Morales. Who knows? Hopefully next week we'll find out. So that was everything for this week. I tried to go as close as to the episode. Sorry it was a bit choppy and changey, but I just made my notes as I was watching the show. So let me know down in the comments, what did you think of the episode? Have I missed a few points out? Or if you can help me out, clear up a few things, then let me know down in the comments. So I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. If you did like this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. That would really help me out a lot. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to find out when I do more of these videos. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll be back on Tuesday with episode 3 reaction. And until then, check you later.